Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I welcome Mr. Arindam Dasgupta, and he will speak on the topic eco-friendly disposable plates and bowls made from natural areca palm leaves. I now request the speaker to begin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, uh, we are going to discuss the topic of areca nut leaf plate making, eco-friendly plates made out of areca sheets. Uh, I'm Arindam Dasgupta. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a social enterprise named Tamul Plates Marketing Private Limited. This is a social enterprise based in Assam in Northeast India. And we not only produce areca nut leaf plates, but we also promote this activity as a sustainable livelihood amongst rural communities of Northeast region. So, many of you might be aware that areca is actually what is called supari in Hindi, or betel nut is a commonly known term for areca. It's the same thing. So areca nut plantations are spread across. It is available across Northeast region, and then also in large quantities in Karnataka, Kerala, and parts of Tamil Nadu. These are the major places where areca nut plantation is available in India. Apart from this, there are also some bit in places like Andhra, West Bengal, etc., Maharashtra, Goa, these places. But predominantly, areca nut plantations are majorly in the southern states of Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and in Northeast India. So, from the areca nut plantations, areca nut plants, there is this in the second photograph you will see, there is this sheath which falls along with the leaf. This is the top portion of the bark which covers the fruit. And when the fruit grows, it spreads out, and the sheath falls along with the leaf. So that sheath is used to make these very high quality natural disposable plates. These plates are not only in demand across India, but these plates are in demand globally. These plates are very sturdy. Like in today's world, many of our parties, we have a buffet system of having food where people have their food standing. There is no other disposable in the market which is as comfortable in a buffet as areca, because this areca is not only very, very sturdy, but also this is heat proof and liquid proof. So if you serve hot food on these plates, the heat doesn't transfer to your hand. And also, when you serve liquids, it can hold liquids for 3 to 4 hours. So because of its sturdiness and its qualities, these are in high demand. And at the same time, these are also very technology friendly. These plates can be used in the microwave oven. You can also bake a cake in the oven in these plates. You using these plates as a base. These are also refrigerator safe. So overall, it fits into our modern lifestyle very well. Not only is it very user friendly, but it is also very gadget friendly. So thus these plates, apart from having the quality of being biodegradable, because when you make these plates, you do not use any other substance other than water and heat. So it's completely natural. So when you dispose these plates in a landfill, they decompose in 60 to 90 days, because it's only the natural material which is molded to make these plates. So thus, these plates are in very high demand. So firstly, a little bit about Tamul Plates Marketing Private Limited, our company. We are based in a place called Tihu in Assam. This is around 150 kilometers from Guwahati. We have our own manufacturing unit where we are processing around 1 lakh plates per day. And apart from our own factory, we also promote this activity amongst the rural communities of Northeast India. We have promoted more than 200 village-based production units across Northeast, where small two machine, three machine units are installed in the village itself. They collect the raw material locally because they have easy access to the raw material in their own villages. They are trained to produce the plates using the machines, and Tamul also gives 100% buyback guarantee for the plates they produce. So those plates are also procured and processed and then packaged in our factory and supplied across India. And apart from markets in India, we are supplying also globally in Europe, Australia, North America, South America. We are supplying the plates across the globe. So, in arecanut leaf plate making, the first process is the raw material collection. Uh, as I was sharing that you use the sheets to make these plates. So, when these sheets fall along with the leaf, you need to cut the leaf and keep it at the field itself, and the sheath is the part which you need to collect. So you need to spread this information amongst the villagers that who have access to these plantations, who have arecanut plantations, to collect the sheets and stock it, bundle it and stock it for you, which you can then collect from their households. And then after that, when it comes to your factory, you need to sort it, segregated as per the size and also as per the quality. In the sheets, you need to check whether the sheets are of right quality to produce the plates. In terms of quality, you need to check whether the sheets are fresh or not. Sometimes the sheets have fallen for a long time in the field and there are watermarks due to rainwater collection on the sheets. So that those watermarks, those sheets which are having heavy watermarks, they cannot be used. And sometimes due to the rainfall, the sheets might also have fungus. So those also cannot be used. So you need to segregate those, keep it separately and reject it. And the rest of the sheets, you can segregate it as per size and then stock it, make it into bundles of 25 pieces or 50 pieces, and then stock it for production. So, and before the stocking part, if the sheets are not fully dry, then you should also dry the sheets. The drying of the sheets involves two steps. It can be done in two ways. Either you can sun dry the sheets, the left photo that you can see where the sheets are spread in the ground and they are kept for sun drying. So generally out here in Northeast, which is a kind of a heavy rainfall region, you need at least 3-4 days of proper sun drying before you can before the sheets get dried. Or you can use dryers. Uh, these dryers can dry the sheets in 4 to 5 hours. And these dryers also do not need electricity. These can you can use the cut pieces left after production of the plates to fuel the dryer and generate the heat in the dryer. Uh, uh, so that these are the two ways the sheets can be dried. Again, once the sheets are fully dried, you need to stock the sheets only after that. So the raw material collection process involves first collecting the sheets from the field, bringing it to your unit, production unit, and then drying it, and then bundling it and stocking it. Again, the sheets are not available throughout the year. There are seasons in which the sheets are more available, and there are also off seasons when it is not available. Uh, as per our calculation, we have worked mostly in Northeast India, where the sheets are available mostly from the months of March to July. These are the 4 months: March, April, May, June, July, 5 months when the sheets are abundantly available. Then again from August to around November, very less sheets are available. So less that collecting cost is very high. So generally people don't collect the sheets during these months. Then again it is available from December to February. But December to February, the sheet sizes are generally smaller. But in the months of March to July, when the flowering takes place in the areca plants, the sheet size is larger. And when I mention sheet size, in areca leaf plate making, the sheet size is measured by the width of the sheet, because length is there mostly. But depending on the width, you can either produce bigger plates, quarter plates, or bowls. Sheets which are like more than 10 inch and goes up to 14 inch in width. From those, you can produce the bigger rice plates, though these are generally 10, 11, 12. These are the three sizes: 10, 11, 12 inch. Then again, those are below 10 inch. You can produce the quarter plates between 6 inch to 10 inch, and below 6 inch till 4 inch, you can produce the bowls. We generally advise below 4 inch or 5 inch, you should not collect those sheets because they are too small to be economically viable. So this is one thing that you need to take care when you are doing the collection. Also, since it is seasonal available, you need to properly estimate the quantity of sheets that you require for your annual production. So you should try at least whatever your requirement. Suppose your requirement is around 1 lakh pieces of sheets annually. So you need to collect at least 70 to 80%, like around 70 to 80,000 during the main season when the bigger size sheets are available. That should be the effort. You collect those sheets, you dry it, and then you can stock it for even more than a year to produce it throughout the year. So once the sheets are collected and stocked, the collection process ends. You can do production. Suppose you do the collection today, dry it and stock it. You can do production even after 6 months on those sheets. So the production process is separate. In the production, the first step is washing the sheets, and the second step is pressing the sheets in hydraulic presses. So you can you when you take out the sheets from your stock, uh, those are very dry, so you need to moisten it a little bit so that when you press it in the hydraulic presses, it doesn't crack and it easily takes the shape of the mold that you are using. And during the washing process, not only are you cleaning the sheath properly, but also moistening the sheath with water so that it regains back its elasticity. Once you have washed it properly, you keep it vertically, the sheets, for a couple of hours, 1 to 2 hours, so that the extra water drips out and you have the accurate moisture for pressing. And post that, you will press it in the hydraulic presses, where both the pressing and the cutting takes place. And once that is done, you can remove it. and take it for quality control and packaging. The the next step after the pressing, as you can see, you are checking the quality of the plates that are pressed. Sometimes the edges are not properly cut. So you do the finishing of the edges properly with scissors. You clean it once, and then you can shrink wrap it in polyolefin and package it and then supply it to the market. So these are the basic three steps of production of areca nut leaf plate production. uh, the machines that are required, the presses that are required these days, earlier manual machines are also there. Today also there are some units which uses manual machines, manual presses, but then the physical effort to press the sheets in the manual presses is much higher. So today mostly hydraulic presses are used. The hydraulic presses, you can with the press of a button, the dies move up and down, and there are heater coils within the molds, within the dies, which heats up once the plates are pressed. It heats up the plate so that they retain the shape of the mold. uh, the the machines come in like here we are showing three types of machines. The two mold one is called two axis, the three mold one is called three axis, and then there is six axis. You can in between have also four axis and five axis, and there are some other types of machine also available. There is also a rotating machine available, so there are various types available, but the most commonly used machines are these: two axis, three axis, and six axis. Those who want to start uh, very small, they start with two axis or three axis machines. And those who have the capital capacity to set up large facilities, they go for one set or multiple sets of six axis machines. The thing is, even in like both for all the three, for two, three, or six, you need one single operator. Even in a two-axis machine, you need a single operator. Even in a six-axis machine, you need a single operator. But the production in a six-axis machine can go up to 2,000 to 2,500 plates in an 8-hour shift, whereas in a two-axis machine, you can produce uh, uh, only 500 to 600 plates in a 6 hour in an 8-hour shift. So that's why the cost of production is much lower in a larger machine, but the initial investment is more in a six-axis machine. Technically, you can also produce in a single axis machine, but in single axis machine, when you're operating only one mold, then you won't be able to utilize the sheath properly, because the sheets come in various sizes. So it is better to have multiple sizes of dies in the machine when you are pressing it. So once you make a bigger plate, you're left with smaller sizes of the sheets. Then you can press a quarter plate or a bowl to utilize the sheet fully. Thus, it is better to at least go for two axis. And if you have little bit more capital, then a three axis is good. And those who have more capital, then six axis is best. Again, two axis and three axis are sub 5 kilowatt machines requirement, electricity requirements. So you can do it in a single phase electricity. So in a normal, even in a household connection or a rural industry connection, you can do it. But whereas in a six axis machine, you need a 8 kilowatt load minimum. And for that, then you will require a three-phase connection. And for that, you will require better capacity to in the transformer from where you are accessing the electricity. So that needs to be figured out. So in a typical rural setting, what is the specific requirements, critical requirements to set up a unit properly. The first thing that you need to see is you have easy access to the raw material. Uh, uh, Around yeah, like for a small two-axis or even a three-axis machine, you need for a three-axis machine, you need roughly around 1 lakh sheets in a year for producing the plates throughout the year. And if you're going for single six-axis machine, you can double it. Minimum requirement is 2 lakhs. So and from one plant, roughly you get 10 sheets in a year, out of which probably you will not be able to collect 3 to 4 due to monsoon or off season. So around 5 to 6 sheets you can collect in a year. So roughly you need access to 20,000 plants for running a three-axis machine to get that 1 lakh sheets. And generally out here, like 7.5 bighas means 1 hectare in Assam. So that figure is taken like 100 bighas of plantation. So in 100 bighas of plantation, if you have access to 100 bighas of plantation, then you can, even if you tap only 50% of the sheets available, 40 to 50% of the sheets available in that plantation, you are able to get that 1 lakh. So that, and you should be able to access this in 10-kilometer radius from your location. Then your raw material collection is easier. So that is the first thing that you need to check. In some parts of India, like Karnataka, some parts of Karnataka and Kerala or Tamil Nadu, have proper areca sheet supply chain available. There you can also set up units far away from the raw material base, because then you can order the agents or traders who are trading in areca nut sheets. You can order them and they will supply it at your doorstep. Otherwise, specifically where the supply chain is not very well developed, it is better to set up a unit close to the areca nut plantations. Second factor is you should have access to stable electricity depending on the requirement of electricity in your machines. Third is you should have adequate space. Space is more required. Space required for machines is less in this case, but space is more required to stock sheets throughout the year. And also you need some space to dry the sheets if you're targeting for a sun drying kind of a situation. And then you should have the adequate investment to set up the unit. So roughly, for a good quality areca nut leaf plate machine, the machines vary. Quality of the machines vary. There are multiple types available. Very cheap machines are also available, and very high costly machines are also available. But a good quality machines, which comes as at an average price, for a two-axis machine, you need around 2.5 lakh rupees investment. For three axis, around 3.25, or for a six axis machine, 6.5 lakh. This is along with molds. Uh, uh, then the other areas of investment is your electricity connection. Then you need the space for the machine room, the washing shed, the raw material stock, dryer shed. These require investment. We say that for the machine room, even if you can set it up in your existing rooms. For the small two axis, three axis, you need only a 10 by 10 room. For the six axis machine, you will need a bigger space. Uh, and even if you don't have a full concrete room, you can set up the machine in any room. Only thing is that you need a concrete floor because it's a pressing machine. Second, you will need working capital for your raw material, and electricity and wages are the recurring cost that you have apart from the raw material. So those, for those you will need working capital. So roughly If you want to start very small with a two-axis machine, you need an investment of 3 to 3.5 lakhs. For a three-axis machine, you can invest a little bit more. It will give you better return. So you can have a 5.5. You require an investment of 5.5 to 6 lakh rupees. And for a six-axis machine, it is better to spend a little more to create proper infrastructure so that you can maximize your production. So in that, you require an investment of 12 to 15 lakhs. So a basic way of calculating the profitability. So generally, from one piece of raw material, you will be able to produce three plates or bowls. So generally, we see you are able to produce, if you have collected it during the season, proper season, the raw material, you will be able to produce one big plate, one rice plate, one quarter plate, and one bowl. Three sizes you are able to produce, which generates a revenue of around 7 rupees. And the processing cost of one raw material, which includes the raw material price, the drying price of the raw material, the washing, the labor cost for pressing the plates, the electricity, all these things, plus the overheads, you are able to process one sheet at 4 rupees. So roughly, you are able to generate a profit of gross margin of 3 rupees per sheet. And in a two-axis machine, in 8-hour shift, you are able to process around 200 raw materials and able to get around 600 rupees profit. Similarly, in a three-axis, you can generate a daily profit of 1,015 in an 8-hour shift, and for a six-axis machine, around 2,400. So these are for one shift. If you are doing production for double shift, many people do around 15 to 16-hour production and maximize their profitability. So this is and the manpower requirement. Typically, like, you need one person operating in the machine and one person as a helper who is doing washing of the sheets, and secondly also packaging of the plates. During the raw material season, you might require additional people for drying the sheets, bundling, and stocking it. The kind of support that Tamul plates provides to producers in Northeast India. Firstly, we provide exposure visits. People can come and see either our production unit or a village unit, and see how plates are being made, what are the processes, and understand it firsthand. Then we also provide 5-day residential training at our factory, where you get hands-on learning of all the processes involved, and also how to manage the overall areca nut leaf plate making business. Then we also help in preparation of schemes and proposals if you are applying for bank loans. Then we also supply machinery and also install the machines. Then post installation, we provide technical support and also marketing support in buying back of plates. And those who are continuously supplying plates to us, those who get into an agreement of 100% supply of plates to us, we also help them with production planning and other support services. So some of the reiterating again, some of the key factors which will make this activity a success. First is the access to raw material. Production in the first couple of few months, since you're learning, the productivity might be low, and as you keep on learning, it will go up. And then in 3 to 4 months, at the max 6 months, you will learn the whole process very well. And then after that, it's a very repetitive step. But raw material collection is something which is very critical. It is dependent on various natural phenomena like floods or a dry season. So you should have proper access to raw material so that you collect adequate raw material to run your unit properly throughout the year. Uh, Second, again, maximizing collection of raw material during the main season. Then you should have proper electricity installation so that you can run the unit properly, if possible, more than one shift a day. Also, spend when you're setting up, spend on income generating assets. We have seen many people uh, take a loan and spend most in creating the machine room and then buy a cheap quality of machine. So it is better to have a low quality room. A kacha room will also work with a concrete floor, but better to have a better quality machine which is going to generate income for you. The room will not generate income; it's only supporting the. But the main asset out there is the machine and the quantity of raw material you have. Second, you need a very disciplined production. It should not be that you produce one day and you don't produce. If you're doing the production in a disciplined manner, then you will get good production. And lastly, is the access to markets for all kinds of products, whether bigger, quarter, or bowls. Sometimes people are able to sell the bigger plates easily, but not the quarters and bowls. But then that will then it will reduce your profitability because quarters and bowls will also add a lot of value if you are able to sell it properly. And those who are associated with Tamul plates, they get 100% buyback guarantee for the plates they produce using our machines. Thank you. We can have share, the question answers now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful presentation. I will take up the questions now. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see your full video?
Okay.
Okay, I'll move on to the questions now, sir. The first question
Yes.
is, which varieties of products do you manufacture and what are their common application in household, hotel, catering, and events?
See, we are producing almost 30 SKUs in which it is mostly the plates, quarter plates, and bowls. These are the maximum which we are producing. Also spoons. Apart from that, we also have platters or we also have delivery boxes. The demand for those are less, but the demand is maximum for plates, bowls, and plates, both quarter plates and bigger rice plates. Uh, the size ranges from 12-inch to 4-inch, uh, and the shapes are both square, round, rectangular. In the domestic market, the rounds work better, and in the export market, the squares and rectangles work better. And the applications are mostly for having food, like uh, both the usages are there. There is the larger parties like marriages or big festivals, events. To that also plates are supplied. And then again for smaller parties in the household where 5, 10 people, 15 people are coming to your house, for that also plates are supplied through various channel partners, retailers. So these are the varieties we are producing and selling in the market.
Okay. What machinery and infrastructure are required to start a small scale areca leaf plate manufacturing unit?
So as shared earlier in the presentation, you the main machine that is required is the hydraulic presses. Uh, uh, so they come in varieties like from smaller 2 axis to 6 axis, and then again other varieties like revolving presses are also there. That is the key machine. And then apart from that, if you want to install a dryer for drying the sheets, that machine is also available. So these are the two critical machines that is required. For washing the sheets, you can have uh, a manual washing setup, or even like in car washing, like that, a jet kind of a setup can be also set up. Then you need that machine also. And this is the basic equipments and machinery required for setting up an American athlete plate making unit.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question, sir. What is the approximate investment needed for entrepreneurs who wanted to enter this business?
So as shared in the presentation, the approximate investment depends on the size of machine that you're buying and the scale of production that you want to achieve. But minimum you require around 2.5 to 3 lakh uh, for a 2 axis machine along with the setup. If you're going for a 3 axis machine with with other requirements, it will require around 5 to 6 lakhs, and for the larger 6 axis, you will require 12 to 15 lakhs. But then again, you can set up also a very larger facility also. That depends on the capacity that you want to achieve. But at a rural micro level or a nano level, these are the uh, uh, kind of investments between 2 lakhs to 15 lakhs that is required.
Okay. Sir, how do you ensure quality standards and hygiene during the manufacturing process?
So it is a continuous process. The first is you need to do quality check at the raw material level. So those raw materials which have very deep or watermarks, those which have already caught fungus, those first you need to reject. Then you need to, at the second level, you need to dry the raw material properly before you stock it. Uh, uh, the moisture in the raw material should not be more than 7 to 8%. Otherwise, it can, because you will stock the raw material for a longer period of time, it has more moisture, then it can catch fungus later also. At the third level, you need to wash the sheets properly. Uh, Fourth level, when you are pressing the sheets, they are pressed at a temperatures of above 120 to 130 degrees centigrade, so that even if there is something, so that gets uh, properly due to the heat, that becomes non-existent. And at the last level, even after pressing, when you are before packaging, you need to check the plates properly. So plates which have defects like cracks or shapes that which are not formed properly, then you should reject it. So in through this continuous process, you need to maintain the quality of the plates that you produce.
Okay. Sir, what are the major challenges in sourcing raw materials, production, and marketing these products?
In terms of sourcing raw material, uh, as I said, the raw material is seasonal, and also, at least in Northeast India, the main season also coincides with the monsoon. So, if you have not set up a proper network of raw material collection, sometimes the collection of raw material becomes very difficult. So you need to have a proper channel and proper network. You need to have access. You need to be close to the raw material if possible, so that you can collect effectively. So that's the major challenge. Then again, you need to collect the proper quality. If you're not checking the quality of the raw material that you're collecting and giving proper feedback to your collectors, then you might get very bad quality raw material, which might lead to bad plates, which will then be rejected in the market. So that is the primary, these are the two primary challenges in sourcing. And in terms of market, the bigger plates have a very good high demand in the market. But sometimes you are not able to get proper markets for the quarter plates and bowls. Even if you get them, you don't get a proper price. So then that reduces your profitability. So uh, if you can sell your quarter plates and bowls also at a healthy price, then you get a good profit. Yes.
Okay. What export opportunities exist for areca palm leaf products and what certifications are required for exporting?
See, export opportunities, it is a globally accepted disposable dinnerware, areca leaf plates. Currently, it is being exported across the world, across all countries of Europe, North America, Southeast Asia, Australia, Africa, Latin America. Everywhere the plates are being exported, and in also some of the most stringent markets in terms of quality and hygiene. It is being exported in Europe, Australia, or US, where the quality specifications are very stringent. So there is a lot of opportunity, and in fact, in the Western world, there is a proper market for biodegradable or eco-friendly products. So they are ready to pay a higher price because the products are eco-friendly or biodegradable. So whereas in the Indian market, you don't get such kind of customers very often. That's a very niche market within India still now. So the opportunities in exports are very good. Uh, but to get into the export market, you need a minimum volume because uh, if you if you are able to produce and supply in container loads, then only you will have a good uh, uh, export market. If you are producing in small quantities, then it's difficult because the cost of shipping is very high uh, in small quantities. And in terms of certifications, what is necessary for every consignment is, because it's a plant-based material, you need a phytosanitary certificate, which is issued at the port of dispatch only, where the government agencies check your products and issue the phytosanitary certificate. And for that, you need to also do fumigation of your products. Apart from that, the additional certificates that are required is you can go for various kinds of tests, right from biodegradability to the hygiene of your plates to the kind of qualities like you are speaking microwave safe, oven safe. You can go for those kind of certifications also. And then you can have also your plant level certifications, like what level of ISO certification that you have, or a higher than ISO processing certification. But those are not necessary. Those are additional certifications which will help you access better markets and better buyers.
Okay. How has the demand for eco-friendly disposable products changed in India and international markets over the past few years?
The demand is good both in India and international markets. There is high demand, but only thing is many of the areca producers are tries to match the price of areca leaf plates with other products like bagasse plates or styrofoam plates or plastic coated paper plates. They try to match the price so that they get more orders. But in trying to do so, they have reduced the quality of the plates. And when you reduce the quality of the plates, then people get a very bad when people get very bad quality plates when they're buying, then their trust of the product reduces. So, over the last couple of years, many producers have tried to do so and reduce some bit of trust amongst the consumers in terms of the quality of the product. But if you are able to establish the quality of the product, there is good demand in the market.
Okay. How do your products compare with packers, bamboo, and paper-based disposable tableware in terms of cost and environmental impact?
So in terms of environmental, yeah, this is the best. Areca leaf plates is the best in terms of environment and quality, in term hygiene and yeah, because only water and heat is used in the process. It's completely natural. So as I said, it decomposes naturally in a landfill within 60 to 90 days. There is no foreign material in this product. Even the most used uh, uh, other biodegradable plates in the market is the bagasse plates, which is most used, but they are also there are additives which are used in making those plates. So they are degradable in a industrial composter. They are not naturally degradable. Uh, and in terms of also usage, if you serve hot food or if you serve liquids, there are chances of that material mixing with the food in case of bagasse. But in areca, there is a natural membrane which segregates the other surfaces of the plate with the food. So it safeguards the food very well. Uh, in terms of in terms of price, areca price is today in the market around 20 to 30% costlier than bagasse. Similarly, it is like if you compare with high-end styrofoam or high-end plastic coated paper plates, it is like 20 to 30% higher in cost than that also. Uh, in uh, in styrofoam or in plastic coated paper, there is a various range. There are various low quality products also. Those are much cheaper than areca, but that comes under a very different category. Areca plates are generally targeted towards the upper middle class and higher class. That's the market segment for areca plates.
Okay. What innovations or new product developments in your company currently work on?
So, like I said, we have developed some delivery boxes, which are used to pack food and deliver. It is currently very good for things like chow mein, biryani, uh, idli, vada, these kinds of things. But then uh, for very liquid items like dal or sambar, for that kind of packing, it is still not suitable because the lid doesn't seal 100% like a plastic lid. So that is we are still developing better versions of that. And then apart from that, We have worked out some meal trays, some large platters. We come up with different shapes every quarter, some new shape or yeah, some work in the market, some don't work in the market. So, but every quarter we try to come up with one or two new shapes.
Okay. Sir, what advice would you give to farmers, self-help group, startups, and young entrepreneurs interested in establishing an eco-friendly disposable tableware business?
I think this product has a very good market in currently also, and in future the market is increasing because uh, across the world we know that we need to move towards more eco-friendly products if we need to survive. uh, and that awareness is pretty much there across the world, and amongst the and many people have started taking action based on that awareness, and those actions will keep on increasing. And if we see our modern lifestyle, the amount of disposables that are being used, right from small parties in our household to larger gatherings to large events like in the families, like marriages, to large events like music festivals or sports events or political rallies, to regular use in like food trucks, fast food chains. Disposables are being used, disposable dinnerware, tableware are being used across this segment. And right from very rural areas to urban areas, and right from across all geographical areas. So there is very high use of disposables in our day to day lives across the world. And currently, the biodegradable options of disposables is not even 3 to 4% of the entire market of disposables. So, this will only grow. At 3 to 4% itself, the demand is huge. And as it is growing, and when it will reach to a stage of 50-60% of the total requirement, then it might be difficult to fulfill this demand, even if we convert all sorts of options that are available now. So actually across the world, many other materials are also started being used to make such biodegradable disposables. So those who have access to areca, they should do their analysis that if they have adequate access to areca nut sheets, they can, depending on their capacity, they can invest from small to little larger amount to set up a production unit and supply to the market. It is a growing business and it will keep on improving in the years to come.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we would like to thank Mr. Arindam Dasgupta for the talk and for answering the questions. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
most welcome, sir.